Welcome to the CEN show, where you can hear the voice of the community. The Community Education Network.com is a platform to aid the effort of self and collective improvement. For investigative and spare time, visit the website and check us out. I am your host, Raski Mascani. Tonight's topic is the science of comedy. Our guest for this evening is PB Smiley. I met this brother a few months ago and I was amazed at his wit and intellect. He's an actor, comedian, impressionist, writer. Today is his birthday. He's given us time to share with us this evening. Brother PB, happy birthday. Thank you for being with us. How are you doing this evening? And
Excellent,
tell
man. I appreciate you for having me.
yes,
So,
and tell us more about yourself, brother.
well, I'm a father. What a lot of my family members say, sightseer. I mean, I see stuff before it happened, and people think I'm crazy. Being a comic, it makes it even funnier. Um, Married, three children. My daughter is be 27 next month, and I'm surviving through this what they call ordeal of pandemic. That's about it.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that. So I'm gonna get right into it.
Yeah,
I really enjoy laughing. Sometimes I'm silly.
yeah.
My wife tells me that I tell corny jokes, and I like watching comedy movies.
Yeah,
My favorite comedians is Richard Pryor, Red Fox, your buddy Straw,
yeah.
and you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, can you speak on the science of comedy?
Yes. Well, I feel I'm qualified to do it because as a child, everything I say to you, it may sound funny later or whatever, but it's a true story. 1992, I was writing jokes, but I wasn't a comedian. That's it in. I swear. I was writing jokes. I wasn't a comedian. Everything I wanted to do was like Michael Jordan. I wanted to be a basketball player. I was too short. I was 5 foot, man, acting like I was six. What happened? They used to call me Red. They said, they call me Red Jordan. Look at the baby Red Jordan. And everybody in my family knew I wanted to play basketball, but I didn't understand that height meant a big deal. So in the August of 92, I still got the notes. I was writing comedy. It was like poetry, but it was comedy. It was like jokes, and I have no clue what I was doing. So my cousin named Fred, he came over 3 or 4 months later, and he was letting the family know that, hey, man, I want y'all to come out and support. I'm doing comedy. And I'm looking like, wow. So he told us, what he planned on doing the following week. And my mother said, you know what? My son funny. My son funny. Tell him some of your jokes. So I went into that pad I wrote this material on. And I started telling jokes that I didn't think was funny. My family died laughing. So then my cousin goes, you got another one? I told him another. They died laughing. And at the end of the year, I was performing right before my 15th birthday. So I'm saying that to say that the science is in you. Science of is basically dealing with life. And the science of comedy, majority of the people don't understand that even though it's humor, it's usually something serious that allows it to manifest. Humor and the science of comedy is so overlooked and underrated that it's a proven fact that it cures illnesses, that it cures depression. How many times have you tried to be mad and somebody just made you laugh and you go, I ain't gonna laugh, man, that was funny, man. And if for some reason your whole vibration changed just off of that. And then when you chuckle, you feel it down here. And look at the chakra that you feel it in, right underneath where the heart at. And you start laughing. It's something that I think. Now I'm not talking about the abuse of comedy. I'm not talking about that where somebody does anything to get a laugh. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about the science of it, where when you're able to laugh at yourself. when you're able to laugh at a situation, not because you're laughing at it, you're laughing at either the irony, or you're laughing at the circumstance, or you're laughing because, man, I never looked at it like that. And that might have got you through some depression. So I've learned that an example of the science in comedy would be a parent. I'm sorry, DNA. DNA is like beyond funny, because I have a child, my oldest son, and his mother is brown skin. We're about the same height. And when my son came out, he looked nothing like me. Nothing. As he got older, I'm still looking like, he need to start looking like me. He got a little older, he started looking nothing like me. So I did blood tests. Blood tests come back, say that's yours. Okay. So now he get a little older. Now he taller than me. So I'm saying we gotta do another blood test, because DNA is humorous. DNA sitting back laughing, saying, "I got you. That's your son. He'll look more like you, but that's your son." But that's science, because DNA is dealing with science. And but he happened to look like people in my family from back in the day. But look how much pain that was costing me at the time. And I'm wondering, is that my son? Is that my son? But I learned to enjoy the laughter after the confirmation was there. So that's a version and a perspective of the science of comedy.
Okay. Do anyone want to have a follow-up question about the science of comedy for PV? Oh, okay. Okay, let's go to the next question.
Yeah.
The CEN website was developed to help people change their mentality to a more positive and constructive one.
Yes.
How can comedy do the same thing?
Well, somebody say, they may say, well, so much seriousness and so much negative things are taking place on the planet. Man, don't be laughing right now. It's not a funny time. Then when is a funny time? When would be a time to laugh? Laughter is a natural expression of emotion. That's how you can apply it. Learning, I said it earlier, learning to laugh at yourself. How come it's like embarrassment? Sometimes we may end up laughing at somebody, but we're not trying to hurt their feelings. But that person for that moment was like therapeutic for us in a humorous way. Am I supposed to say you shouldn't have done that? Then the next question would be, what's funny? Because somebody's feelings may get hurt on anything I said was funny. So the key to it, sometimes we get so involved that we take ourselves too serious. Why can't I be the butt of a joke and I sit back and laugh at it? Why can't I be the ones, I'm mad, I'm stressed out, in the community, this and that. And then I find a joke about something that's dealing with the community to make me go, you know what, I ain't look at it like that. Just for that moment. That could have been a resolve of emotion that could have led me into more depression. Laughter is I'll give you a good example. How many times have you seen somebody so mad and we'll do this, and somebody laughed at them? And the person that was that mad start realizing, what the hell I'm doing this mad? They laughing at me. It helps our community by the decreasing of depression, man. Learning to laugh at humility. That's it, humility, man. And that word humility, you'll find the first three letters of humor right there. And the humility, humor. Learning that it's okay to laugh. Why are we so serious? I want to say this. Rest in peace, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I remember when Khalid Muhammad would do his lectures. No matter what anybody says, how deep he was, no matter what you say, he was a great debater, great historian, scientist, as he calls himself in the military confines. but you know that dude was funny. Some of the stuff this man was saying was hilarious. But look,
Okay.
he was serious. But some of the stuff he said was funny.
So PB,
Yeah.
let me get into this with you.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my impressionist question was Khalid Muhammad. So since we there, we about to go with it. So here it is. I'm changing up the program just a little bit. Okay, you're Khalid Muhammad right now, PB. All right. So why did you separate from the Nation of Islam?
Well, one must understand that when you're a leader, you must lead. When you're a follower, you must follow. And damn it, I got tired of following. I respect Elijah Muhammad, Louis Farrakhan, but I'm no one's second fiddle.
That was a good one. Okay.
I miss that dude, man. I miss that dude.
Yeah, he's a beautiful brother. So Professor Ahmed Rad, you got any comment about that?
Well, yeah, because I know Khalid very well, and very, very well, and he's right. I videoed a lot of his lectures, attended a lot of his lectures, and humor was a way to keep the people engaged and keep the people at the same time delivering a message and giving them a vision of hypocrisy and or hypocritical of contradictions of what he was talking about, and just illustrating that in
Yeah.
a way in which you would pay attention and remember it because it was humorous and you will remember that, and to keep the audience captivated to the point in which they're looking for other punchlines and they're looking for paying more attention to you because they want to catch the humor and by way of catching the humor they get the message. So
Yeah.
he's correct about that. He's correct about that. But most Dr. Ben does that. John Henry Clark does that. At times they don't do it as much as Khalid. Khalid was a master, but some of them always interject a sense of humor. You learn that as a part of just keeping people attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
add this. Today makes 20 years his transition.
Yeah, and I remember when I got the word. Matter of fact, I spoke at a Christian Caress Community Center. And also we had what was called conscious comedy.
Yeah.
Brother Abdul Rahman had a art museum in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And he had those two twins, that's their
The Mooney
father.
twins.
He had them and he had a couple of other comedians.
Good brothers.
They had conscious rap like their father. Their father,
Brothers, yes. Yes.
he does a lot of conscious comedy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I want to say this. I had plenty of Professor Ahmed Rad's classes, and I used to record them. And I know this one particular time he was talking about Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had the class laughing. I'm talking about a good 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We were in stitches. He was talking about, the rape case of Mike Tyson, and and it was so funny. I have it on tape somewhere, but oh God, it was some of the best times I ever had in class because Professor Amara has that element of humor too in his
Yeah.
lectures. So yeah, I really enjoyed
But you really get
those
it from
days.
Malcolm X. Malcolm X, was one of that people like to model their lectures after and their consciousness. He always added humor
Yeah.
to his lecture and his illustrations or examples of things that make you think make you, if you didn't laugh straight out laugh, it wasn't a joke. It was just something that make you smile or make you, you know, be more relaxed because, you know, he didn't want to bore you, you know, and so that's good. But this brother, he's pretty familiar with Robin Harris, the history of comedy going all the way back to I mean, Mom's Mabley.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Here Come the Judge.
Pygmy Marvel.
Pygmy, now Pygmy, wow. You know, you talking about the history of comedy.
Here's Pygmy.
Yeah.
Order in the court. The judge is so fine this morning, I think I'll start myself off by giving myself 10 years.
Yeah, have you seen my wife?
Have you seen my, drink some liquor and tell me, have you seen my wife?
Yeah, Pygmy, all of them. And they preceded, Red Fox, them preceded Richard Pryor. See?
Yeah.
So comedy goes way back to minstrel shows and to just people interacting with nature, because animals laughed and they were funny. You see things in life and you describe them to people and you say, this is, you know, I saw two dogs stuck. So nature just made you that, but I you know, so, you know, but go ahead, my brother.
I appreciate it, man. That really touched me. You're right. Because I always talk about nature with my kids and animals, and we have a cat. And I sit back and I watch this cat, and I really watch him to learn, because I'm thinking like, man, you know, the beauty of us having a cat is that, okay, he's just a cat. But this cat is so sophisticated to the point where you like, well, hold on, man, what is he doing? And then the inner me go, he being a cat. That's what he's doing. When you expect him to go to the bathroom and lift the toilet up and stand up there like you expect him to say, look here, man, what y'all about to eat? Can you order me some? Because my son's like that. My son will be like, why are you doing that? Because he's a cat. That's why he's doing that. But yeah, Mike Tyson. It was Mike Tyson was he's getting interviewed recently. He's doing tons of interviews, and he's like Gandhi now, if you can imagine that. I look at his videos, and then when I see the posts, the comments, I'm like, wow. Mike Tyson still is Mike Tyson. He's not fooling me one bit. You know, he's getting interviewed and he's so mellow. So Mike, we want to ask you about what took place in 1991. And listen, man, can I tell you something? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just not that same person anymore, you know? I don't know. I just praise be to Allah, man. I don't know. Now, you know, if that same question went another way, hey, Mike, they said you're kind of crazy and you don't have your scruples. And let me tell you something. You can't walk one day in my shoes. Come here, let me talk to you. Cut. Because he was about to go somewhere with some other words. You're like, yeah. My point is, Mike Tyson's still Mike Tyson. Don't let them interviews fool you.
Okay. Does anybody else have a question so far? Because I'm about to go to another question. Go ahead,
He mentioned Malcolm X.
What's that?
He mentioned Malcolm X. I remember my mother, I shared this with my mom. When I first got into Malcolm X, I was about 16. I used to go to the library and get all his tapes. And then it was a tape where he said, you know, there's a condition. A lot of our people are in conditions and have no clue that they're in a condition. I'll give you a perfect example. My mother, I would see my mother. She would be outside folding clothes after she's washing them outside. And I would hear her sing a song. My mother would sing that song. She would sing a song, "Wash me white as snow." Deep in her heart, she wanted to be like the white man. I just bust out laughing like, what the, like, damn, that's your mom, man. Like, okay. But yeah.
I think brother Doctor had a question. Go ahead,
Yes.
brother.
Yeah, I have a question, a few questions.
Yes.
I want your opinion on the first one is your opinion on some of these comics, that says something in the past, and now, with this cancel culture, they're coming back and they have to apologize of things they said in the past. And do you think there should be a limit or a boundary on things you can kind of make fun of?
Speaking as a human being, yes. As a comic, I don't know how to answer that, because as a human being, yes, you should. There are boundaries and you have to respect them. As a comic, I don't know, because what if a comic goes into a character like Mudbone, Richard Pryor, and he is speaking what Mudbone probably actually said? What should he do? Should he say, I got to take that out, going to hurt some feelings, I'm sorry? Because majority of comics, they're not trying to hurt your feelings unless they're directing specifically to you, like you in the audience. When they do sketches or bits, they're actually, it's coming from what I was saying, it's to enter them. It's almost like it's spiritual, but the audience may not get that because they assume it's so offensive, you're hurting me. So as a comic, I have to say it's a thin line. As a human being, I would agree with you, yes. But as a comic, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, because I did material that was like a skit, and I was doing a character, and the character that I was doing actually said what I said, but I offended someone, but I didn't know I was going to offend them. What do I do? And he said they're coming back and apologizing. Well, I'm not going to get too deep into that, but sometimes they're not apologizing because of that reason that you think. It'd be something else. Fortunately, I haven't went that level to know what that something else is, and don't plan on.
Okay, PB, you saying you're not going to what? You saying you're not going to a
What
certain
level
level?
those guys that have to come back and apologize? It's not about comedy. Trust me. It's about something else.
Oh.
Yeah, like being on the Academy Awards. The brother, I forget his name, little short brother.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, what's his name again?
Is it Kevin, or are you talking about Cat Williams?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
Remember, he was supposed to MC the Academy Awards, and then he said something about homosexuals.
Yep.
And the Jewish community.
Yep.
Jammed him real hard. He had to get on TV. He apologized.
Yep.
Then he just said he wouldn't do it. That's why and to the point now, they don't even have MCs for Academy Awards.
Yeah. So I stay away from that kind of stuff.
But the point is that at the time that he made those jokes, let the brother that he said he had a couple of questions.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Go ahead, Professor Rod, because I was I want to hear what you
say. At the time that he made those jokes, like what you say today may be offensive tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
To the audience that he was talking to, it was funny. But to the general public, it became a problem. It's like, Khalid Muhammad, when he made the comment about the Pope and what's up under his dress. He was only talking to 30 people at a small college. But Nightline got it, and all of a sudden, millions of people heard what he said. And so, therefore, he never apologized. Of course, he came down even harder, but he's not a comedian, and he didn't rely on getting motion pictures and stuff like Kevin did.
Yeah.
So, and I agree with him. Kevin apologized probably because his management said this is the way we get out of it. They have advisors That's what he meant when he's not on that level.
Yeah.
When you're a top comedian, you know, very few of them are by themselves. They have a whole team.
Yeah.
Of advisors, lawyers, agents, and they be, you know, they have to do. Now, some don't even pay him no attention, like Richard Pryor. He didn't care no matter what. But the point is that that's what happened with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And there's been other comedians that have had to take back a lot of the things they say, especially if you say something about Jewish people. You're really in trouble. You know, you really can. They take it as an offense. You know, but at the same time, you know, that's what happens when you have crossover. When you're trying to cross over and get mainstream, you just stay in the hood. Hey, that's good. But if you're trying to get on TV and try and make commercials and trying to make a picture, trying to fill up the you know, the forum, you know, fill up, you know, 14, 15,000 people.
That's right.
Sometimes you have to do what you have to do, you know, even though you don't mean it, you just do it. And that's what I think he's saying.
Thank you, brother. You are correct.
Okay. Brother Doctor, another question?
Go ahead. I ask another one after your next question.
Okay, let me go to my third question before we get into the two other impressionist questions I have. Okay, who are some of your favorite comedians and how have they influenced you?
Good question. As I got older, I try not to have favorites. I like to be like a sponge and absorb from all. But the human quality in us, we have it. Red Fox. I like Jack. I like the dude that played Jack Tripper. Him.
John Ritter.
John Ritter.
Funny.
Yep. I loved, of course, Richard. Eddie Murphy. This one guy played what's the name of that? Oh man, this dude was funny. I love the Three Stooges. The most of this I got from my dad. Leroy Skillet. I like to study them in an area where I could present them where Hollywood couldn't see it. You know what I mean? Because Hollywood ignored people like that. But I was thinking, how can I present them in my persona? That's a tough one, man. Those I just mentioned, those are prominent to me. Mel Brooks.
Okay.
Mel Brooks. Yeah.
So those that you really pointed out, they had a good impression on you. And
yes. The greatest impression was Richard, Red, and Eddie.
Eddie, okay.
But as I learned to develop, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
As I learned to develop my craft, people like Jim Carrey, Mel Brooks, and the Three Stooges, I incorporated into my repertoire too, because I knew I was going to need it. You know.
Okay. One more
and
question.
Benny Hill.
Oh my God, Benny Hill, he was crazy. So yeah, I used to watch Benny Hill. So now, what do you? I really like Chris Rock too. I didn't mention him as one of my favorites, but I really like his intellect.
Yeah, I think that I made this assessment before in the interview. I said that if Chris Tucker had Chris Rock's material, he would be considered the greatest stand-up comedian ever lived.
I never heard anything like that. That's different.
Because Chris Rock is very, he's like awkward. And then you have Chris Tucker, who's naturally funny. And Chris Rock's personality may not be, but his material is A1. So imagine if he had that material, and somebody, it was online. I didn't think they would post it, but it was like years ago I said this. And it was like a very good observation. But yeah, Chris Rock, I met him a couple times. Yeah.
That's different, but that's something to ponder, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me get into to a couple of, I have two more impressionist questions. Okay, you're Red Fox. Did Sanford and Son meet your expectations of success? If so, how? And if not, why?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this right quick.
Oh man, it's so...
It didn't meet the qualifications because the show ended after six beautiful seasons. They didn't want me to continue to do what I was doing because they didn't want me to break Archie Bunker's record. No one knows the truth, but I'll tell you right now. The reason why they canceled the show is because I was supposed to kiss Esther under the dress.
Oh no, you did not say that. Okay.
I couldn't cuss, but hey, man, but hold on, let's go back. Remember we said in the Science of Comedy, I had to be red. Red would have said that. You see?
Okay. All right. Okay, the last one, and then I'm gonna get into some questions and comments and all of that. Okay. You are Manalana Karanga. You got that? Maulana Karanga. How has Kwanzaa helped African people worldwide?
Hey man, the thing is, you gotta understand, we putting people in places, we taking them over. Oh man, I ain't trying to get no reporter coming. Listen, take that camera over there, man. I'm talking to my man Raj. Listen, everything we do help. Every time you look, I'm helping. Turn to the left, I'm helping. Turn to the right, there I am. I am helping.
So Rob, what you think about that?
Good.
Okay, man, we just having fun, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate all that, man. Let's get into a few questions here. Now, who has some questions for Brother PB? Or do you?
One more.
Go ahead, Doctor.
And again, your opinion
Yeah.
on comedians that write their own jokes and comedians who have ghostwriters or what you call it, people that write their jokes. Your opinion on that? If someone's telling a joke, they're both funny, and you find out one has somebody write the jokes for him, should I feel different about that comedian?
No. You should feel different about that comedian if that comedian soars to success and never paid homage to the person that was helping him write. Richard Pryor was getting material from Paul Mooney, and he always paid homage to Paul Mooney. So, no. Now, if the comic comes on and brags that he writes his own material and we find out that ain't true, then yeah.
Okay.
Because the reason why I say this is because some of these comics have so much going on. It's impossible to always be punctual and be ready for the next show. And I got to do this. I got to sign this. I go back to the movie. It's not. At first I used to judge them, but I stopped because I realized the pressure that they're under. That's not fair to judge them. So no.
Yeah, I think when you're so talented and you do a great performance, the follow-up is just so, it's so, challenging to follow that up with another great show. And
then you got other stuff over here to do.
Yeah. Being on top, like just like you said, you mentioned Michael Jordan. I didn't even know you liked basketball.
Man, not now, but back then, man, you couldn't. Man, Mike was my man when I was a kid.
So even Mike and all the greatest, when they start declining, and it's like, wow, you just can't stand on top like that. It's just really, really a challenge. But yeah, okay. Next question, somebody.
Yeah, I have one more.
Go ahead.
I always want to know this too. You're writing jokes. You can prepare to do something, or you're writing your jokes. then probably like a day later, right before you get to say your stuff, you hear another comedian kind of talk about the same thing. Has that ever happened to you?
Tons of times. Tons. Tons. And the best way to handle that is that you don't get upset with him. How can you be upset with him when the universe allowed you both to pick from that information? So what you do is, if you see, or even her, if you see her, I hate to disrespect women, you see the female or the brother doing that material that you already came up with, you don't say, I'm going to get rid of it. You just make sure you do it the way that you claim you was going to do it.
And one more. And I know joke stealing is a no-no.
Yeah.
But what if somebody steals your joke and does it better than you?
Then you have to say, good job, man. But you got to say it like this. Yeah, good job, man. That's all you can say. Because if they do it better than you, what can you say?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Any comments? Go ahead.
I have some, you know, man, comedy has been a part of our lives for years, as far as to help take our minds off our conditions, and sometimes to make fun of our conditions so they don't be so painful. I remember coming up watching Charlie Chan and Mantan Moore out running the car. I remember the guy that played with Shirley Temple, tall, dark brother. I can't remember his name right now.
Bojangles.
Huh?
Bojangles.
No, not Bojangle. That's the dancer. He was tall, and
I don't know that one.
He'll come to me later. But anyway, he was in a lot of movies, but he was tall, slow, talk slow.
Oh, Stephen Fletcher. Stephen
Fletcher. Then I go all the way back. And when you mentioned Richard and Leroy and Skillet, I used to go see him at the Western Club, right there off of Western, just before you get to Florence. They performed with Richard and Willie. They had Richard and Willie. He had a dummy. You know, he was a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
And then Robin Williams, and they had what that West something over there by Inglewood Park, the Vision Theater. They used to have comedy all night.
Regency West.
Regency West. Robin Williams and
Robin Harris.
Huh? Robin Harris. Robin Harris and Ray. Ronaldo Ray.
Oh, Ronaldo Ray, yes. Yeah. Rest in peace.
And we used to go and matter of fact, they used to come and play basketball with us. And then we're high. Because I knew Robin and him, Richard Willie, and all of them, beautiful brothers, you know, and see, we lost Robin at a young age.
Yeah.
And just like Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
An original with his own style. That he was so good with Steve Martin and Steve Harvey and all.
Yeah.
He had to anchor it. That's why he was so popular at the time. But going back to those movies that Black people were in, the Flip Wilson Show, Amos and Andy. You know, that's black and white TV with Amos and Andy. The NAACP protested them being on television because they were really white people that was at first, and then they had to find Black people that sound like the white people that was on the radio. But Amos and Andy had a good history, as well as the brother that played in Blazing Saddle.
Yeah.
There was just so many great comedians that we've had that made it big. And see, sometimes you just like a songwriter, he hears something, he can write a song about it. A comedian see life in comic vision. What may be serious to us, a comedian turns it into humor.
Yes.
Because that's the way their mind works. They're always looking for material and looking for things. So they play a vital role in our lives. And people have grown up with their albums and grown up with their TV shows, and people have shared their jokes and are very happy to have them in their lives. You know, even if they're not big time comedians, young ones trying to become funny, sometimes they're embarrassed because they didn't get to laugh, and but man, the Mudbone story by Richard Pryor, if you ever heard it the first, what you heard on the album, it's nothing like him in person doing it. It's a whole new different thing. I used to go and see, I saw him, and matter of fact, I have a picture with Richard Pryor. And we used to be at the Red Fox Club on La Brea.
Yeah.
Red Fox had a club at one time on La Brea, and Richard Pryor was there. That was the first time I saw him in live. And that's when he had the Niggas Crazy album.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talk about Big Bertha. Man, but I really appreciate you, brother, taking on the endeavor and keeping the tradition of humor and conscious comedy, as you say, your ability to imitate Dr. Karenga as well as Dr. Khalid, and being able to just try to bring a little humor to the people's lives, because we're going through a pandemic, we're going through Holocaust of enslavement, we're going through a lot. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be serious sometimes, but there's nothing like adding humor. My wife's always on my case because I'm so serious all the time. But she sees stuff and she just busts out laughing. Because I think it was somebody just recently, and I shut up. I didn't see it the way she saw it.
Right.
The brother that they gave the award to for helping the people in the insurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Romney ran, when he was running, he ran past Romney and told Romney, "Come on." Well, I looked at it, the brother helping him, but my wife said, "No." He was saying, "Boy, you better come on." And she just fell out. She said, "I can't help it. That's where my brain went."
Right.
But that's the way she sees things. She is always looking for humor and always telling me I need to add it in my life to be a better person.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, that's what I'm just saying, brother.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it again, she was right. Broke stride. He said, "Boy, you better come on."
Yes, indeed, yes. Hey, that's what I mean, because we don't, we like to get it like back to the science. A lot of that science is dealing with health. People don't want to accept it. True holistic doctors would tell you, man. They'll whisper to you when you leave their office. "Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you something, man." I've been laughing at this one guy for 6 weeks, and man, all my ulcers went away. I don't want to fight anybody. I'm not eating red meat. I'm telling you, man. It's the universal creator gave that to me and you. Why is it right there in your abs? Because that's where your gut at. And when somebody come at you on an accident, your stomach, get scared. It's right there. It's a form of protection, man. We underuse it. We laugh, and then another thing, we determine what's funny, especially when you're supposed to be conscious. That ain't funny. Look how they doing their brother. Okay, but I seen my daddy do somebody like that, and I laughed. You telling me not to laugh? Well, I seen, you know what I mean? If you seen my son in the car with me and my other son, my baby boy, he's me all over again. And my oldest he's so serious. And dude is like cracking jokes on him, but he's not trying to. I'm not supposed to laugh. You know? And sometimes Black Revolution or so-called a particular conscious arena will make you feel wrong for doing certain jokes, make you feel wrong for laughing at certain jokes. How I gotta think about it. I gotta tailor-made my jokes for everybody that's conscious, man. What kind of responsibility are you putting on me to do that when it's in my nature to make anybody that's listening to me laugh? We have to learn to be fair too. Like sometimes us as human beings, we're not fair with each other because of the stance we take with what we believe in. You know, I'm not religious, but my mama is. Is it fair for me to tell her ain't no Jesus? She don't want to hear that. I'm not gonna do that to my mom.
No.
Well, baby, I was praying, and who Lord gonna help me? I'm not about to say no, he ain't. I said, all right, mama, all right.
Rascani?
Yes, sir.
I just got a phone call. I got some personal business to take care of. One of my best friends may have made this transition, so I need to check with his family and stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Sign off. All right.
Condolences, man.
All right.
Peace, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that,
I
Amara.
hope to see you again, brother. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, folks.
Yeah.
We Professor Amin Rai was going to do a presentation about Black history, and life happens in real time. Life happens in
real time.
Yeah, in real time. So we will hopefully have it for next week, and I can tell you the topic. He was going to talk about using history as a resource versus a reference, but using it as a resource.
A resource versus a reference.
Yeah, like a lot of people like to reference Black history with the personalities and this and that. But he was saying basically how I'm interpreting it, he was going to talk about how we could use it as a resource for us.
Okay, gotcha.
For Black people and people in general versus just a lot of people referencing the personalities and things of that nature. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna get into that. So we'll save that for next week, if he's able to do it.
Yeah.
So now,
and peace to him and his friend, man. Hope the best for him and his friend's family.
Yes, definitely. This is recorded, so we want to. It's in real time.
Yeah.
And we just appreciate all the contributions of Professor Amin Ra, and how he contributed to Brother PB and the points he was making.
He really the stuff he said, man. Some of the things he said, I'm gonna do a bulletin points on some of them. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
So
let's get to the panel. Do anybody have a question or a comment for Brother PB before we end the evening? Because
they went to get something to eat, man. They hungry, man.
Nah, they like listening. Like Brother California. I know he likes to listen.
Oh, do he? Oh, okay.
He likes to listen, and your twin sister Sister J.S. Nelson.
Yeah, I'm watching.
She's here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, wait till I'm about to send you. Wait till I send you these pictures of my sister and my niece. Wow.
Just you send them to me and I'll forward it right to her.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I said. Yeah, man.
So, Brother Doctor, any last question, comment?
No, it was I have some more, but I'll wait the next time he comes on, man. Tell
you go.
Because I want his opinion on some of these beefs that's out there.
Well, let's give him.
Give me an example of a beef.
Let's give one of those in before we go, because we're gonna let the brother go and celebrate his birthday some more. But go ahead, Brother Doctor.
I'll get him next time. Get him next time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you got a request to come back, Brother PB?
I'm with it.
Okay. Brother California, you got something for it?
Thanks for the information. You know, it's a wonderful thing to be able to laugh.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, be
Yes,
well.
sir.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes.
Hey, PB, you want to leave us with something, man? A nice impression before you go?
What we got left, man?
Anybody got one for him? Anybody got one voice he could do?
Let's see what I can do. Let's see what we got left.
Uh,
Oh, we mentioned Bernie Mac, right?
yeah, let's do some Bernie Mac before we go tonight.
All right. That's 2021. What would Bernie Mac be talking about? Let's see. Let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Ain't with no pandemic. Ain't scared of you. Trying to stick needles in me to my, you know what I'm saying? You need to take a quarantine. Well, let me tell you what I take. I shot a Jack Daniels and I called my woman in another room. I ain't scared of nobody.
Cool. Hey man, this was a treat on your birthday, man. I really appreciate it.
No. That was a treat from what you even by asking me that. That's how the ego gets decreased. Instead of saying, man, it's my birthday, he calling me that. No, do it. Because I don't never want my ego to get bigger than my reality. So I appreciate that. I'm thankful that you asked me to do it.
Okay, so let's tell how it happened. See how organic this was. I told you that I had the available date on the 17th.
Or the 24th. And then I said, well, 17th my birthday, so let's just do it then. You like, come on now, P. You want to do it on your birthday? I said, man, I just want to do anything that could participate. And I want to be different, man. People make a big scene about certain traditional events or things, man. It's his birthday. Don't do no. I said, let me do it on my birthday. And let me make that something where if I'm not into presents, but if it is a present, let me make that a present. Let me share that with that brother that offered me to come on his platform. Yeah, that's how that happened.
And it's much appreciation, man, because it's always good to talk to good brothers, and you definitely are one.
Hey man, I'm still in that thing, man. I like that in the back, man. We taking that.
You can have. We'll both be using it.
I like that one, man. We taking that one, man. Hey, you look like you got the spaceship going. Lawrence Fishburne, Event Horizon. When he was manning the ship, he had everything, man. You got the whole hookup like Morpheus, man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I'm not even hip,
I like that though.
Hip. Cool. Appreciate it. Well, all right, man. I appreciate everything. So let's take a look at who's coming on next week.
All right.
We got a sister coming on, Queen EMC, and the topic is thought, voice, action, and change. So that's next week. Yeah. So PB, man, you welcome anytime, man. Come and hang out on Wednesday night sometimes, man.
I appreciate it, and I will.
Okay.
Thank you, man. And what's her name?
That's Sister JS.
Sister J, I'm about to send your uncle these pictures, and y'all gonna flip out.
Okay, cool. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, bro, I'm out.
I appreciate it. All right, brother PB, take care.
Peace.